What's going on, YouTubers? It's the Natural Born Thriller. And welcome everyone to Impact Wrestling Review, the show from September 27th, 2019. Don Callis and Josh Matthews, your commentators in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this episode of Impact Wrestling surrounded and center of attention was all around the Brian Cage and Melissa Santos wedding. Will be terrible. Right. I mean, there was some wrestling on the show too, but all they kept hyping up was the stupid wedding. Even though Brian Cage and Melissa Santos has been married since this year, this past July. But we're doing this just because we'll get to that later. I fucking hate weddings. I mean, I don't hate weddings in general. I hate weddings that involves in the wrestling segment. In a segment for wrestling. It's been overdone so many times. Just so stupid. Well, I'll say Miss Elizabeth and Randy Savage was the one I thought that was good. Because at least you felt something with that one. But over the years, do you really feel anything what pertains to those type of weddings that WWE does and TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever you want to call them at this point, does? But anyways, so the opening show, we heard LAX music, which I thought was going to be Conan, but I thought to myself, it's probably going to be the North. Because we all know that LAX is gone, what pertains to Santana and Ortiz. So, sure enough, it was the North, just not like LAX. So, Ethan Page gets on the mic and says to the fans, we're expecting LAX. And then he starts laughing at them and saying that, well, it's too bad because they're gone. Those losers are gone. Josh Alexander tells Conan, in the back that LAX is beneath them, and that they are and will be the longest reigning tag team champions in Impact Wrestling history. And Ethan Page says that he is sick and tired of the fans sending emails and tweets asking for LAX to come back. He wants the fans to know that they will never come back. And then also hear LAX misplay, which it leads to Conan coming out. Conan comes out, and basically Ethan Page asks Conan how's it feel to stand in the ring with the greatest tag team ever. Conan all of a sudden he starts calling them bitches, and tells them that he has a surprise for the North, what pertains to two opponents that he knows very well that will kick their asses. And out comes Rhino, the War Machine, and Rob Van Dam. Oh wait, if I'm gonna do it, I gotta do it right. Rob Van Dam. There you go. And yes, RVD was on the right show, by the way, folks. He was not at the wrong show. He didn't show up on Raw. He didn't show up on SmackDown. He showed up on the right show of Impact Wrestling. And basically, they came out to be up on the North, and this led to a match. So it was the North versus RVD, Rhino being accompanied by Conan. Match itself was decent. RVD and Rhino ends up winning. So they beat the tag team champions in a non-title match, and this probably will lead to RVD and Rhino challenging them in the future for an Impact World Tag Team Championship. We'll see how that turns out. Gurmit Singh is not pleased with the Desi Hit Squad, what pertains to his son, and basically Rajan Singh, and then you got Rohit Rajul, as he stated that he got someone from India back into Impact Wrestling, which is Muhammad Shira, to help them motivate them back to what his squad was before. And they will be better. Start picking up their slack and work harder if they want to keep supporting the DCS squad and all that. So we'll get to Muhammad Shira later on. Hey, we get this Impact correspondent Gabby Lauren. So she's being a replacement interviewer, what pertains to Mr. Santos not doing this because Mr. Santos is getting ready to get married to Brian Cage, even though they've already been married. But she she greets some several guests, like she talked to several people like Eddie Edwards, a Gail Kim, a Johnny Swinger. But and yeah, Jesse, that was one thing that they talked about when it came to the wedding. Besides, Don Callis and Josh Matthews opened up the show talking about the wedding and all that. So, but we get back to ringside. We see Gama Singh introducing the Desi Hit Squad coming out basically. So we get Mommy Shira versus cousin Jake, being accompanied by Cody Deaner. And Muhammad basically it was a squash. Well, I mean I won't say it was a squash, but it was a short match. And really, but at the same time, I'm glad because Muhammad Shira didn't impress me in this match at all. He is still trash after leaving Impact Wrestling. Nothing that he did improve whatsoever ever since leaving Impact Wrestling. And now he's back. He's still the same Muhammad Trasher. But Cody Deaner comes in the ring. He gets taken out by Trasha, and his squad beats down on the Deaners, and there you go. We get Gabby Lauren. I meant to say. Gabby Lauren interviews TJP and Falaba. TJP is upset that Falaba isn't dressed up nicely because it's a wedding. And Alcatraz wasn't dressed up nicely too, what pertains to what he was wearing. I'll get to him later. But Falaba says that TJP told him to dress comfortable, and that's why he wasn't in the suit and all that. So whoever pertains to wearing anyways. But yeah, it was hilarious though. I kind of chuckled at it a little bit. So then we get to Madison Rain, the locker room leader, so annoying with that, versus Tennille Dashwood, and this was a good match. This was the only, in fact, this was the only good match so far I've seen so far, where pertains to wrestling quality on the show. If because this whole wedding segment, this whole wedding show, it affected the entire show, but it was a good match though, as long as that Madison Rain does not win, and sure enough, we get Tennille Dashwood hitting the spotlight onto Madison Rain, and Tennille Dashwood gets to win, which good. That's all I gotta say. It's good. Then we get more coverage of the wedding. We got Gabby Lauren. She interviews Rob Van Dam. Speaking of which, Rob Van Dam, he wasn't even just he was wearing shorts. He was wearing some collar, button up collar shirt, whatever that was short sleeve. And he had his girlfriend with him. His girlfriend is Katie Forbes, and yeah, she was dressed up. Where she basically she was dressed up like she was getting ready to go to a club. But anyways, Brandon Rich Swan shows up. He was all decked out, by the way. I love his suit, by the way. His blaze jacket and everything, it's all shiny and everything. And then William Mack was wearing a Hawaiian shirt at a wedding. Okay. Yeah, let's say about this segment. It was just more talk about the wedding, and we'll get to more of that later. And then we get to the return of the world's most dangerous man, Ken Shamrock, back in Impact Wrestling. Now, I don't know if he's back full time, but I digress. But he comes out. The fans are going nuts, by the way, for Ken Shamrock. Ken Shamrock says one of the greatest moments, memorable moments that he ever did in Impact Wrestling is he won the Impact World Championship. He's glad to be back. He thanks the fans for the support, and he says he got dressed the elephant in the room, which is Moose, and where Moose talk all a lot of smack about him and everything, and for the last couple of weeks and everything, and he thinks that he is a 6 foot, 4 man that's full of shit, and is waiting for Moose to get into the ring so that he can put him in the grave. Basically he wants to kick his ass. So all of a sudden we see Moose, who's not even there. He basically spoiled the return of Ken Shamrock by not showing up there, and decided to show up at Ken Shamrock's gym, where he does this whole thing where he trains MMA fighters. Basically at Ken Shamrock's dojo. And basically Moose was there documenting the entire thing, and basically he tried to get into the octagon, and one of the stops and said you can't go in there, and then Moose was like, oh, I got something, and then boom, punches him. I'm like, really? One punch knocks the dude out, and he's supposed to be an MMA fighter, and he got punched up by a former football player who's now a wrestler. Okay. Moose gets in there. He beats up these two guys that are training, MMA and everything. One punch, and the other one got knocked out too. And I'm like, get the fuck out here with that bullshit. I like this. That was a joke. Then we go to I'm just gonna skip ahead now. I thought that was ridiculous. Tyra Valkyrie finds Rosemary. She begs her to get rid of Tenille Dashwood so that she doesn't have to face her at Battle for Glory. Rosemary calls Tyra Valkyrie a coward and refuses to do her dirty work. And she wants to do she wants the dirty work to be done, do it yourself and everything. Right? And her respect for Valkyrie is gone basically. And then Tyra Valkyrie was upset with that. And then also, but she got her this dress for her to wear at the wedding. For it was crazy. It was a crazy segment there. That Tyra Valkyrie is. I love Tyra Valkyrie's gimmick now. She's really coming to her own with this gimmick that she's doing. And she's still got a bit of her as well as loca, in her. So. But we'll get to more of that. We'll get to more about that later. Oh God. Impact Plus Moment of the Week features the ODB and Eric Young wedding. If they could have showed something on Impact Plus, they could at least show the Jelito and SoCal Val wedding segment, because at least that was entertaining. This one, I didn't find this entertaining at all, except for one thing at the time, and that was Rosita and who was the other one? I forgot her name. Dang it! What was her name? I can't remember her name now. So Sally. I can't remember now. But her name is Sarah Stock. But what was the name of Impact Wrestling though? Man, what was her name? Sarita? I think it was Sarita. I can't remember, but anyways, enough of that. Let's just move on. That was your Impact Moment of the Week. The ODB and Eric Young wedding. Gabby Lauren. She announces most of the guests that have arrived, and also OVE shows up. They tried to come in, but they were not invited because securities were told that OVE is not invited, and then they leave. Whatever. Tommy Dreamer and Rich Swann speaks to Brian Cage because Brian Cage is nervous and everything. I'm like, oh my God. Tommy Dreamer gives him some word of encouragement before the big wedding. The big moment. Rich Swann reminds him that he will uh, being married to one woman for the rest of his life. Basically, Tommy Dreamer, basically Rich wants to try to give him bad advice, basically, and Tommy Dreamer shut that down. And oh my god, I thought that was funny though. But meanwhile, we have Tyra Valkyrie, Madison Rain, being annoyed with her saying, as the locker room leader, like saying, so what's that got to do with the wedding? With you being a locker room leader? Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. And who gives a fuck? So Kiera Hogan shuts her down. I'm like, thank God, Kiera Hogan. Thank you very much for shutting her down. Oh yeah, Alicia Edwards was there too. Yeah, she showed no emotion. But yeah, that's that, I guess. All right, match. Now we get to a match. Like finally, we get to a match after going through his wedding bullshit. Dave Christ being claimed by Jay Christ, who's the X Division champion, and their Ohio monster, Madman Fulton, versus Tessa Blanchard. Now it's gonna be Dave Christ versus Tessa Blanchard, where the winner gets to qualify to this 5-way X Division championship ladder match at Bound for Glory. Now the match itself was good. Madman Fulton tried to get involved. He gets kicked out. Jay Chris was stayed though because he didn't do anything wrong. He has to do something wrong, but the referee didn't catch that part though. But the match itself was, like I said, was pretty good. In the end, there was Tessa Blanchard getting the buzzsaw DDT onto Jay Chris to get the win. After the match, Jay Chris attacks Tessa Blanchard. Tessa Blanchard fights back. Madman Fulton comes out. Tessa Blanchard fights back Madman Fulton a little bit, only for Madman Fulton to kill her with not one, but 2 choke slams. Damn. And then we get to the wedding. Back to the wedding segment thing. Ace Austin comes over to Alicia Edwards because Alicia Edwards is trying to find Eddie Edwards. And her acting was so terrible in this one. So Ace Austin's like, well, so where's Eddie Edwards? And she was like, he's not here. Can you try to act like you care? Oh my god. And Josh Matthews' acting was no better on this show either. I'll say that too. So we couldn't find Eddie Edwards. But there was a story here that someone's drink was drugged, and we'll get to more of that later. But yeah, so because Alicia Edwards couldn't find Eddie Edwards, Ty Valkyrie was like, get this guy, Ace Austin to be to be the one to walk you over, And basically, I love how Tyra Valkyrie is acting like this is her wedding, and I say to myself, why are you? It was funny though. It was funny. I did chuckle at that one though, because Tyra Valkyrie was acting like this is her wedding, even though it's Melissa Santos' wedding, even though Melissa Santos and Brian Case were already married since back in July, but whatever. Now we get to we're getting ready for this whole wedding thing going on. We see the Rascals. They couldn't stop coughing because they were smoking the joint before they got there, and then Jessica Havoc shows up, and she scares them away. The dinner sits between her. Rosemary, she shows up, but she didn't wear the wedding dress. I mean, not wedding dress. Basically, Rosemary shows up, but she didn't wear the dress that Ty Valkyrie picked out for her. She was basically dressed in black, so. His guy was there. Rohit Raju was crying. I guess he loved weddings. The bridesmaids comes out with the groom mates. I'm surprised Su Yun didn't show up. And so Ty Valkyrie sees that Rosemary was not even wearing the dress that she picked up for her, and she was upset with that. And Rosemary was like, "Hey, Ace, I'm here." It was funny. I thought that was funny. Melissa Santos is being walked down by Tommy Dreamer. So I guess Tommy Dreamer is the father figure of Melissa Santos. Okay. by the way, Brian Cage was right there too. By the way, um, Tyler Backway interrupts the ceremony. Because she wanted everyone to know that she did not decorate the whole wedding reception and all that. And I say to myself, it's not even your wedding. What? See, this is what I'm talking about. She carried in a way she carried this wedding show in a way, because she acted like this is her wedding, and it's not even her wedding. It's Melissa Santos and Brian Kitchen's wedding. Oh my god! But I thought that was funny though. And then Ethan Page starts interrupting him about some kind of union for the talents, and like say to myself, what's that got to do with the wedding? But it was, at the same time, it was kind of entertaining in a way. All right, so all of a sudden, oh yeah, Brian Kitchen's brother, by the way, was the minister. All of a sudden, A. Edwards shows up. He's drunk. He's out of his mind, and Mr. Edwards is with horrible acting. And like, Eddie, what are you doing? Like, oh my god, this is terrible. A. Edwards pukes on Brian Kitchen's brother. I forgot his brother's name, by the way. A. Austin's like, dude, get out of here and all that. And then A. Edwards tries to punch it, but he punches on Brian Kitchen's brother instead. Tommy Dreamer gets him out. Yeah, basically gets A. Edwards out. And all of a sudden, Tom Dreamer was like, "Is there another minister? We need a minister to because Brian Cage's brother was taken out." And then Ariel, the doctor, he's like, "I'm a doctor." And then Tom Dreamer tells him to sit down. Exactly, sit down. And all of a sudden, Father James Mitchell shows up, who is the minister. He must be called Sinister Minister though, but yeah, Father James Mitchell, he gets to pronounce Melissa Santos and Brian Cage to be husband and wives, even though they are already married. But so they got married, and then all of a sudden they said, we're gonna have the wedding reception. I mean, they did the wedding ceremony already. I think I said that a couple minutes ago too, and I apologize. I meant to say wedding ceremony. And now they go do the wedding reception in the ring. And I say to myself, what? Why? Oh my god! We'll get to that. And let's get to it now. So the wedding reception in the ring. To end the show, they all gather around the ring. Surrounding the ring, gather surrounding the ring, while Brian Cage and Melissa Santos are in the ring, as they are going to be the first one to dance. And all of a sudden, Sami Callihan comes out, and like, okay, now we see where it goes from here. How they're going to end this here. So Sami Callihan starts singing with a beautiful. Basically, such a beautiful song. No, I'm sorry. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh yeah, speaking of this. Oh my god, there was a song that they played while Brian Cage and Melissa Santos was dancing, and I was saying, "Oh my god, that sounds terrible." So Sami Callihan comes out, and he's like, basically mocking the song and everything, and he says, who wants to party with the dance machine? I mean, the death machine, I meant to say. The death machine. Because Sami Callihan is the death machine. He makes his way to the ring and says that there is not there to... Oh yeah. Sami Callihan said he's not there to fight, I meant to say. My apologies. He's just happy for them. He just he's feeling a little hurt that he wasn't invited to the wedding. He bought a bottle of champagne for them, but unfortunately, he drank the whole thing. And he's got the bottle with him too. And he goes to say that he wants the death, basically he wants to beat the machine at Battle for Glory to become the new Impact World Champion. But he also wants to give a toast to wish both the beautiful marriage, I mean, to wish them, to wish them a beautiful marriage, beautiful children, beautiful healthy life, and saying by he wants to toast to the bride and the bitch. The bitch means Brian Cage. And then he goes to turn around, smiling and everything. Brian Cage trying to toss him around, but then Sam Callahan with instant hits him, goes to smash the bottle of champagne. But instead of Brian Cage, it was Mr. Santos. Brian Cage ducked out of the way, and Mr. Santos takes a bump, and that shocked the fuck out. That shocked the fuck out of me. Like, what the fuck? Oh, I like, holy shit! And Mr. Santos was taken out because of that. And Brian Cage attends to her. Sammy Callahan was saying that, oh my god, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit you. I didn't mean to hit her. I meant to hit you and all that. And then, Tom Jerry takes him out of the ring, and Rich Swann gets in there. Don Callis gets off a commentary, gets in there. Meanwhile, a couple of guys from around from that side of the ring, they didn't even bother to go in there to see if she's okay. But Rich Swann, Tommy Dreamer, Don Callis got off commentary to make sure. And by the way, where was the doctor? Where was Dr. Ariel now? And also by the way, Alicia Edwards, now she decided to care to act. Oh my god! But the moral story here is that Sammy Callahan tried to hit Brian Cage with it. He was basically trying to lure Brian Cage so he could hit him with the bottle of champagne. But instead, Mr. Santos ends up taking it because Brian Cage ducked out of the way, and that was shocking. If they wanted to close up Impact Wrestling with a bang, that was something. So I'll give them that. But at the same time, talking about wrestling for this show, Impact Wrestling will pertain to this Wayne segment, this Wayne show itself. From September 27, 2019, there were only 4 matches on the show, and that's the second one I'm going to give the overall rating of the show, 4 out of 10. Because of the whole stupid Wayne segment is what killed my enthusiasm of the show. But there you go. And there you go. And then also, folks, announced for next time Impact Wrestling. Oh boy, Brian Cage. He wants to go. He wants to go after Sammy Callahan. Basically, it's gonna be Sammy Callahan's repercussions of what he did to Mr. Santos. It's gonna fall by the hands of the machine, Brian Cage. Also, Michael Elgin will be going up against TJP, and he's gonna have Fallah Bahh in his corner. You're also gonna have Kiera Hogan, Tino Dashwood, and Matt Rain in a 3-way knockouts match. And also you got Chris Bay versus Daga, who's gonna be coming by Conan. And that's all gonna be on the next time on Impact Wrestling. And this time, no more Wayne segments. Thank God. Back to wrestling. Hopefully. And they'll probably have more matches here too. But we'll see. But that being said, folks, thank you all for watching. For It's the Natural Born Driller, saying peace on the streets. Well, this was your WWE NXT. I'm sorry. This was your Impact Wrestling review. I'm sorry. July was the month that Brian Cage and Mr. Santos were really married. But your Impact Wrestling review from September 27th, 2019. There you go. Until next time we'll return to this Impact Wrestling review, folks, I'm out.